Hello, hello, this is Rick Koppel, and I'm checking in today because I had the first step in my DBS surgery procedures, which is actually scheduled for September 27th. And today, though, was the day that I went in for the extensive MRI, where they basically created a map of my brain. And so interestingly enough, this is like the first time I've ever gone through the hospital experience, although I have yet to stay overnight in a hospital. This is just an outpatient service. But actually went in the hospital, put on the gown, which is the first time I've ever done that, and then they put me on a bed and carted me off to a place to get chest x-rays done. And then after that, they put an IV in me, which I've had an IV before. Not very often in my life, I think once or twice. And a long time ago, too. I forgot how painful little pricks are sometimes. Especially when she couldn't get it in the first shot, so she tried another spot. Luckily got that one in. But went through getting the IV in. It's the first time they carted me around on a bed. It's kind of funny because I could walk, but they put you on a bed and roll you through the hallways, and it was an interesting experience. And then finally they got me to the MRI room and had me all plugged in to all their equipment, all the wires connected to my chest, and of course the IV, and they started dripping the anesthesia, because basically they were going to do about a 2-hour MRI of my brain, and therefore I had to stay still, which obviously, as you can see, is not always easy to do, especially if most people probably couldn't keep their head perfectly still for an hour. So they put you out so that your head won't be rolling around and you won't be sitting there twiddling your fingers for 2 hours trying to stay still and get bored staring at the top of an MRI chamber. You can probably see my wife there in the background. Wave, honey. That's my wife, Lenita. She went with me, and so she could drive me home since I'd be under general anesthesia, and they didn't want me doing any driving for 24 hours afterwards, although I probably felt like I could drive after I got out of the hospital. But they said that it's possible that you may have periods of drowsiness and stuff afterwards, so they didn't want you getting in there. Looks like I got a couple of flies visiting me too, buzzing around here. Great. I do, however, have my fly swatter. So if they get too annoying, I can take them out. Anyway, so next thing I knew, I was waking up in the recovery room 2 hours later, although it seemed like that to me. And I gradually came out of it, and luckily I didn't have any adverse reactions to the anesthesia, apparently, or coming out of it. I didn't have any upset stomach, no vomiting. The only side effect I had was a sore throat, which he warned me was the most common side effect from anesthesia is a hoarse throat. So I still got that a little bit, not as much as I did originally. So hopefully that won't last too long. But I've been eating things, so it's been helping. So that's basically my experience with that. It went fairly smoothly. No big issues to report. And so now they've got a complete map of my brain sitting on a file.